easy, or if there is ample time. What is clear awareness concentration? Ngoklin asked her master for guidance. She asked, "Is clear awareness concentration used to rest after I feel tired from my practice? If it is for resting, how long should I rest? Half an hour or an hour? Please instruct me on practicing correctly, dear master." Ngoklin inquired, "Is clear awareness concentration merely resting or sitting idly, doing nothing? Emptying the mind is one form of concentration practice. So, is sitting idly also a practice, master? It seems unreasonable to attain enlightenment just by sitting idly. I feel unclear about clear awareness concentration and uneasy thinking about it. I respectfully ask for your teaching." The answer. First of all, you need to understand how to practice correctly according to the Buddha's teachings. To practice correctly, you must gradually familiarize yourself with and integrate the Buddha's teachings into your mind. This gradual process ensures alignment with the Dharma. Why is it necessary to familiarize the mind with the teachings? Because the mind is like a child, spoiled by parents and society, trained into habits of craving and indulgence. Now, the practice is to reverse that process. Train the mind to reduce its cravings for wealth, fame, eating, and sleeping, step by step until these diminish to the bare minimum. Only then can you gain the strength to enter the noble path of practice as desired. From birth to maturity, the mind becomes accustomed to indulgent development. As a result, the 5 hindrances, craving, aversion, sloth, restlessness, and doubt, intensify and deeply embed in the mind over time. After reducing craving, one must concentrate on eliminating and eradicating mental defilements to achieve realization. If cravings remain strong, it is impossible to remove these defilements. This is because defilements cling tightly to craving, like a shadow to its form. If you eradicate the defilements completely, you also eradicate craving, which would unintentionally lead to self-destruction. Why? Eliminating craving entirely would mean the cessation of life. For this reason, one must first train in renouncing desire and abandoning unwholesome states. When craving diminishes to a minimal level, defilements will begin to loosen their grip. However, even then, traces of these defilements remain in the body and mind. At that stage, one must use the 4 foundations of mindfulness to sweep them clean from both body and mind. Only the 4 foundations of mindfulness can eradicate the 5 hindrances entirely. To effectively reduce desire and unwholesome states, the Buddha taught methods that include solitary practice and eating 1 meal a day, practices that have trained thousands of arahants over more than 40 years. Gradual restraint over the stomach leads to mastery over both body and mind, perfecting renunciation and freedom from unwholesome states. Returning to the question of clear awareness concentration, it may resemble sitting idly in worldly terms, but it is not mere idle sitting. There is no fatigue in true practice. Anyone who feels tired from practicing is practicing incorrectly. True practice is about forming habits. Once habituated, there is no weariness. For example, in the practice of mindfulness of breathing, one might start with just 10 minutes a day. In such a short span, is there any reason to feel tired? The key is to establish a schedule. In the beginning, one sets a time limit of 10 minutes per session, sticking to it daily. Even if the practice feels easy, or if there is ample time, or if one is not yet tired, one must stop after the set time. Why? Why not practice more if it feels good? Is this excessive? No, because this training is for forming mental habits, not for immediate results. Training for results and training to form habits are entirely different. Training for results satisfies desires, but the mind is not yet ready. For clarity, consider teaching a child to walk. One must be patient and accommodating, progressing slowly to help the child learn to walk. You can't rush the child, otherwise they might cry in frustration. Similarly, exceeding the set practice time would make the mind resistant, which constitutes forcing the mind, a clear deviation from proper practice. After the allotted time, stop. This act of stopping is called clear awareness concentration. When you stop, let go of everything. No thinking, no activity. Why is doing nothing considered a practice? Because after training the mind, it needs a peaceful period for absorption. The mind requires time to internalize the lessons. During practice, concentration power arises, and stillness is necessary to allow it to accumulate in the body. This act of maintaining silence is called clear awareness concentration. Practicing clear awareness concentration is not easy. Who could maintain silence alone in a retreat for 7 years? The Buddha would hasten to grant such a practitioner enlightenment. Nongok Lin. Why is silence essential after mental training? Because if you become active, the mind follows, losing focus and forgetting the practice effort, rendering it wasted. Concentration power generated through practice dissipates if disturbed, failing to integrate into the body. Concentration power is an inner strength built very gradually. It progresses slowly, accumulating steadily. Rushing it causes it to disperse, leading to failure in practice. In summary, clear awareness concentration is silent concentration. For a highly active person, achieving silence and thoughtlessness is no simple task. It is very challenging, requiring gradual practice to become familiar. Start with 10 minutes of silence, then increase to 20 minutes, and continue increasing over years. However, never forget, practice is about familiarizing the mind with the Dharma to gradually erase the ingrained habits of craving and ignorance. Finally, practitioners must understand that practice is for building concentration power. The more one practices correctly, the more robust and fulfilling concentration becomes. Proper practice leads to greater health and happiness in old age. In contrast, improper practice that causes fatigue or weakness in old age is merely physical exercise, not true practice. Physical exercise builds external strength, which diminishes over time as it is continually expended. This is why even the elderly who exercise weaken over time. True practice builds inner concentration power, which strengthens the body from within, gradually accumulating. The longer one practices, the more abundant this inner power becomes, ensuring the elderly remain vibrant, wise, and serene, walking gracefully as if gliding on the wind. Bhikkhu Thich Thanh Thien.